Be aware of the ones that crave your blood and desire your soul. You know, and this is not about literal danger. It is a metaphor for people who drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, and they feed on your essence. You know, these are not physical predators, but spiritual and emotional ones. The kind that disguise control as love and obsession as care. You know, they can't be bound by handcuffs because their power doesn't come through force, but through psychological and energetic influence. Such people often appear charming, they appear understanding or even spiritually aware, but their intent is not to build with you. It is to consume you. They thrive on emotional dependency and chaos because that's where they feel most powerful. You know, they crave your blood, your energy, your attention, your vitality, you know, and desire your soul. That is your identity, your essence, your inner peace. Now, once they sense your openness, they latch on it subtly, shaping your emotions to feed their own emptiness. The danger lies in how invisible this manipulation is. There are no chains, no visible crimes. You know, everything happens internally. In how you start doubting yourself, apologizing for things that are not your fault, or even losing touch with who you are. You know, you can't imprison such people because their weapon is influence, not aggression. The real prison is the one they build in your mind. You know, psychologically, this reflects the dynamic between the empath and the narcissist, or between codependence and control. You know, energy vampires target emotionally intelligent and empathetic individuals. Individuals who naturally give more than they receive. Now, over time, this imbalance creates exhaustion. It creates confusion and self-doubt. You know, the victim feels bound, not by physical force, but by guilt, emotional conditioning, and trauma bonds. You know, invisible, yet powerful chains that take deep awareness to break. Spiritually, these encounters are not coincidences. They are lessons in energetic discernment. The soul learns to recognize not just love, but the imitation of love. You know, when someone desires your soul, it's a test of how much of yourself you are willing to lose for connection. True spiritual growth comes from learning to protect your energy, to give consciously and to walk away when peace is compromised. In short, those who crave your blood and desire your soul can't be punished by law, only by awareness. The cure is not confrontation, but clarity, knowing your worth, setting energetic boundaries, and never letting anyone consume what makes you whole. My people, heal. Heal.